Hello, all you happy people. We should be going.
All right, shiny happy people. Uh, hello. Um, this is John Wilder. Welcome you to Bombs and Bants Wednesday Rants. We're starting this part just a wee bit late. That's okay. Skip ahead about 3 minutes to the main show if you're watching in the future, and you'll hit the lovely intro music, and it'll be time to go. And that's, you know, what I got to say. And I did tell you we are mark free tonight, so there will be no mark. Yeah, I'm putting that out there for the listening audience as well.
Neil Young. Sorry, I'm just getting
Yep,
things
yep.
ready to go here.
Gotta warm,
Yeah,
gotta warm it up.
gotta warm up the jackass. It's a little rusty week to week. Doesn't get out of the stable much.
All
Yeah, we
right.
do have just virtual Mark tonight, so
Yes.
It,
And
it's just
Catherine
going to
says,
be a total shit show, I think.
virtual Mark is here.
and Catherine is here. And
Yeah,
Catherine
no
knows
kidding.
July has been one hell of a year so far. Absolutely. It's like each week is a year. You think back, okay, well, this weekend, the the person who lives at the White House basically said they can't do their job. And then the previous weekend before, I mean, the biggest act of insurrection in the true act of insurrection since what do you think, Kennedy or Reagan? Probably Reagan.
Reagan. Yeah,
Reagan. Or George W. Bush with that potato chip.
yeah.
Ah, Colonel was against me. Oh wait, that's Hank Hill. That's that's not a good George W. All right. We've got that up. We got this up.
I mean, I was just thinking that as I was putting the jackasses in, and I was like, oh my God, I did these 2 days ago, and they're dated already. So
This just in
just
from
have to live with them.
L. Jaggy Lamplighter. No wonder Democrats wanted to vote in the Republican primary this spring. Their vote in their own primary didn't count for
That's
anything.
right.
Mm. That's funny. One of my one of
Well,
the
and maybe we should save this for the podcast, but my feeling on all this is that this is just the Democrats admitting that it doesn't matter what Democrat is in the White House. They're all run by the same cabal.
absolutely. Um, well, Elon Musk said to AOC that the Democratic Party has become openly and boldly anti-Semitic, to which someone, Delicious Tacos, who he's a writer,
I'm familiar
so
with delicious tacos. Yeah.
he says, I'm still voting for Trump.
Yeah.
Oh my. It's time. Movie's time.
Is it? Maybe.
Bants and Bants. Bants and Bants.
All systems go.
Bants and Bants.
Defiance.
Bants and Bants.
This rebel has a cause.
Bombs and Bants.
We begin as wanderers, and we are wanderers still.
Welcome everyone to the 136th live edition of it is 30 no it's just yeah it is
No, it's
136.
36. Yeah.
Okay. Bombs and Pants and Wednesday Rants. I can count too. As always, I'm your dedicated and humble host, John Wilder, coming to you from the penthouse control room of the majestic Wilder Industries skyscraper. With me, as always, is Mark.
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
Well, virtual
Thank-
Mark.
Well, thank you. Well, we could have kept this up the whole
Oh, okay.
podcast and
Okay.
nobody would have
No one
known.
ever would have known.
Yes. And the missus. How are you doing, the missus?
I'm doing fine.
And are you have a little bit of extra pep in your step this week?
I did, but that pep has faded gradually away, so I'm kind of back to my normal pep today.
You want to tell them? You can tell them.
Oh, no, I just went and I did the sleep study thing where they strap a CPAP on you and let you sleep in a lab. And I have to say, that's like the best sleep I think I've ever gotten in my adult life. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, like an addict. Man, can you get me one of those things? I really want to take one home. And they're
Yeah.
like, no, 7 to 14 days.
Mhm.
Man.
Well, let's go up to the lab and see
Yeah.
what's on the slab. And it was you.
me.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So that was good. Do have a big announcement. Biden has selected his VP, and it's Bo. Okay. All right. Some things never get old, and neither will Bo anymore. All right. It's time to take us down that street.
That was kind of harsh. Wow.
Well, he
Woo.
keeps trotting them
You're
out.
coming out of the gate, weren't you?
Yeah.
Coming out swinging. I do have funnies. So.
Oh, you do? Okay.
No. Kodak says I have no idea what I just started. Is the sleep study thing? I don't understand. Yeah, you'll have to explain it to me. I say so many things I can't keep up with the crap that comes out of my mouth.
I've been telling you that for years, but
That's
when
true.
I do it,
That's
I'm a
true.
sexist misogynist.
No, you're just sexist misogynist because you are. It has nothing to do with anyway.
You're saying that's because it's Wednesday.
That's just your
okay.
normal personality. Yeah. All right, well, so I do have some funnies. The sleep study, yes. I know, I'm addicted now. I gotta have that. It lasted, that one night's sleep lasted really until about yesterday. And today I got up and I was like, I really need that thing.
Bum, 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 bum,
I
bum.
know.
Under pressure.
I know.
All right. Get to your funny stuff.
Okay, funny stuff. And Quizzer says, no comment on the sleep study thing. Results may vary. Yeah. Sounds like Quizzer did not have a good experience with that. And I'm sorry for that, because, again, for me, it was like a life-changing experience. So,
All right.
Okay, funnies. Here's our first one.
You officially become an old person because
I know.
starting a conversation by talking about, well, then my hip, and
Yeah,
have you
that's
heard
right.
about
That's right.
Marie had her angina.
Sleeping is hard in the summer because blankets are too warm, but without them, I am vulnerable to monsters.
Spiders.
Yeah, no monsters.
Okay.
You also can't leave your foot hanging off the side of the bed either, because that's how the monsters get you.
Carry on.
Fact.
A lot.
Fact. Next one. I don't always destroy things, but when I do, it's because they were things, and I'm Godzilla.
I like it. I like that.
Next. No background checks for medieval artillery. Good. I've been looking for an unregistered trebuchet.
I don't believe there are background checks if you have your own cannon, which, it's kind of hilarious because once upon a time, someone like Joe Biden said, well, back in the revolutionary days, you couldn't own your own cannon. And
You totally could own your own cannon.
you could have your own warship.
And Tim says, wait, what did the sleep study give her that worked so well? Just the ability to sleep
Just sleep.
and not wake up. Yeah. Because and recently it's gotten worse and I wake up like about every hour. And I think maybe I woke up once or twice on Friday night, which was amazing. Anyway. Okay, last funny. One more. That one I won't read out loud.
Yep.
YouTube might not like it.
And so did you get that one off my blog? Because I did.
I did not. I got this off of Facebook.
Oh, that might have been from my Twitter as well.
Might have been, yeah.
And actually, the funny thing is, I said that here, and then somebody else made, if not that one that was very close to it. So I may have been the originator.
You might have been.
All right.
Well, and the person that I got it from, clearly we hang out in the same circles. So it might be a reader of yours. I don't know.
There's actually a lot of those. So let's go down that street. Oh, but what did they do that was different than the normal sleep? Tim, I will summarize that one really quickly. With sleep apnea, what you do is you wake up about half a dozen times or more an hour, but you don't really come awake. But the reason you come
because you
awake
stop breathing.
because you stopped breathing and your heart's racing for no particular reason, and well, it's because you're stopped breathing, and then you wake up, but you don't fully wake up, so you don't sleep very well. And so, when you sleep, the
So
sleep
you
of
never get down to like the stage 3 and stage 4 of sleep.
Mhm.
And I have gone nights, and I told the person that stuck all the electrodes on my head that some nights I sleep and I don't feel like I've slept at all, even though I know I've been asleep, but it's so light that I don't feel like I've been asleep. I feel like I've just been laying there with my eyes closed. And I'll do that for 8 hours and then get up and go to work.
Yep.
Yeah.
And well, that's probably enough details. That's probably enough details. Otherwise, we'll be talking about, well, in my hip. When I sleep on
Yeah.
the, yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, and Codex says you totally freak out your wife or husband who notices the not breathing part. And that's
Mhm.
actually how all of this started because I noticed that he would stop breathing in the middle of the night, and that did really freak me out. So,
Yep.
yeah. All right, we are on Conversation Street. Let's do this.
And now it's time for us to take us down the smooth sidewalks of Conversation Street.
All right. On Conversation Street, first off, it's Jover. It's weird that I haven't seen anyone else cover this whole Joe Biden no longer campaigning. It's like it hasn't happened. No one's mentioning it at all. Am I late to the party?
That
Okay.
must be it.
Yeah. Joe Biden's out and
And everyone
seemingly
knows it.
Jill Biden is thinking how she can Lady Macbeth her way out of this one, but I don't see any way out. Jill was replaced, again, seemingly, I'm going to use that word for reasons that'll become clear, by Kamala Harris, or Kamala, or Kamala, however it's supposed to be pronounced, she of the flexible ethnicity. Now, Obama did not endorse Kamala, and I have just read that indeed Obama is leaking stuff about her right now. He's trying to get her nuked before the August 7th virtual convention, which would nominate her.
Because I think he knows that she can't win.
Mhm.
I mean, everyone's talking about the 2-point bump that she got today, but, for as big a deal as all of mainstream media made about this, it should have been bigger.
Yeah, and
I mean,
so
doesn't the convention normally afford the candidate, whichever candidate it is, because they both get it, the convention bump of about 5 points?
yes.
She got 2.
Well, but
This one of the
she
biggest,
hasn't
most
been to a
historical
convention.
things I know, but this was bigger than that. Don't you all kind of get the feeling? Jim says it's pronounced knee pads.
Knee pads.
Yeah,
Knee
knee pads. Knee pads. Don't you all kind of get the feeling that it's like Biden is no longer
Joe had a hell of a
president?
bruise on his chin tonight. Looks like they chose the Pelosi way.
Yeah, yeah, right.
The missus, are you still out there?
Huh?
Okay.
Can you not hear me?
I can now.
Okay.
So Kamala's, everybody has to drink now because we talked about tech problems. This is the first time in a long time, so that's good for us. Kamala has already sponsored censorship with one book that's an expose on her that was deleted by Amazon and is now being suppressed by Amazon. And the site GovTrack, which listed her as the most farthest left senator, has deleted that voting record and her track. Fortunately, there are screen caps of all of that.
Wait a minute. I thought it was us conservatives who were the book banners. Oh, we're just the ones who don't want pornographies in the hands of kindergartners. They're the ones who actually ban books.
And again, with the leftists doing these things, they actually make The Handmaid's Tale look much better than what's actually going on right now. But again, enough about liberal leftist girl fantasy. Now that Joe has heard a candidate has dropped out, though, I've reported, I've heard rumors that since he heard a candidate dropped out, he's thinking about sticking his hat in the ring. But here's the big question, the one I was going to focus on. Was Joe thumbing his nose at Obama by endorsing Kamala and really for exposing him? Because that he was exposed on purpose now. Everyone knows that. That debate with Trump so early was not a mistake. They wanted to get him out of there. Who wanted him out? Obama. Who wanted Kamala in? Well, really nobody, but was this Joe's last little trick? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know if Joe ever had that much power in the party.
I don't believe he did.
Now, the people who were behind Joe might, but who knows who the hell those people are?
But again, do
And
you think this
clearly,
is-
I think pretty much everyone always thought that was Obama. So if it wasn't Obama, who is it?
it was Obama that got him. It was the Obamaites that got rid of him because the Clintonites were, I think, in full whatever mode. But it was Obama.
I think the Clintons are still butthurt over 2016.
So the other question I had for this particular street of conversation was, what would it be like having a president who has an OnlyFans account? Because I think Kamala has an OnlyFans account, doesn't she?
Probably.
Oh, totally.
I mean,
would've
she was
got
so unpopular in 2020. I'm sure she was thinking she needed a fallback.
All right. So that's the first part of the street. Now the second part. Now that Joe, well, wait, this is the Trump watch. Trump picks J.D. Vance, who does not excite women's pants, apparently carrying a negative charisma among the ladies. But Trump's VP in 2016 was Cotton Hill. Trump's VP in 2024?
No, it was Race Bannon.
No, Bobby Hill. Cotton Hill and Bobby Hill. I'm telling you. But
What?
you've never seen Cotton Hill in the same room with Mike Pence.
He's
the
Race
king of the hill.
Bannon.
No. Anyway, Trump says he's not going to do outdoor rallies anymore. That's not a surprise. The head of
That's
the
not
Secret Service.
what we were just watching earlier tonight.
I didn't know this was just recently released. He's not going to do any more outdoor rallies. The head of the Secret Service was not fired, but allowed to resign after brutal questioning. And I guess that questioning was pretty brutal. I didn't see much of it, but what I saw was, 8 hours of hell. And then we're realizing
Well deserved.
here's the funny thing. People all say they want to take responsibility. When it comes time to actually take responsibility, no leftist wants
Right.
to
And
take
more on that
responsibility.
later because we do have Jackass stuff coming up. So
Mary Trump, who I'm thinking doesn't get invited for Thanksgiving dinner down at Mar-a-Lago, says that Kamala Harris terrifies Donald. So
yeah, I'm sure
there's a
that's the
whole
case.
smorgasbord
I'm
of
sure
streets.
that's
So
the case.
jump on in. You jump
Me?
on in.
I
Yeah.
was jumping in the whole time there. I pretty much said what I had to say.
All right. Well,
And then you cut me off. You want me to talk? You don't want me to talk? Make up your mind.
Well, when you get to the end and allow you to talk. And now we're there.
My memory
So-
isn't that long. See, that's why I need the CPAP thing. It will improve my memory.
the memory of
Otherwise,
a kitten. All right. Well, tell you what, that brings us right to, unless you have any prepared bits, that brings us to Jackass.
I don't have any prepared bits. Sorry. It's been such a weird month. I am at a loss for things that are funny, politically speaking. I mean, reality has become a parody of itself. So
It has. It has.
This is Neil Young,
Get that jackass out of here!
and I'm proud to present my brain Jackass of the
okay,
week.
we'll just call that done. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. So stop in
Shut
the
up
middle of
then.
stuff.
And speaking of the Secret Service, Jackass number 1. And here's a little bit of her testimony.
The Secret Service's solemn mission is to protect our nation's leaders. On July 13th, we failed. As a director of the United States Secret Service, I take full responsibility for any security lapse of our agency. We are fully cooperating with ongoing investigations. We must learn what happened, and I will move heaven and earth to ensure that an incident like July 13th does not happen again.
Well, and you know what? She was very successful. Another incident like that never happened on her watch.
Right, exactly. Well, and this is the reason why I chose this for this clip, and then she resigned and kind of, stole my thunder. Because taking full responsibility doesn't mean just you stand up like Michael Scott on The Office and proclaim I take responsibility. No, you have to suffer the consequences, and the consequences were she should have resigned a week ago.
Hmm. Indeed. Indeed.
But she thought
So,
she could, like Kamala, how the hell you pronounce her name, that she could play the I'm a woman card, and any criticism of me is misogyny or racism. In Kamala's case, misogyny alone. In Cheadle's case, because she's white. But yeah, you can't do that.
well, the funny thing about her though is keep in mind what was her previous job before this?
I know.
Guarding Cheetos,
Yes.
keeping the Doritos recipe safe.
Mm-hmm.
This was a woman destined for greatness.
Yep.
Yeah, and because it says in her defense, no bags of Cheetos were harmed that we know
That's
of.
true. That's true.
Yes, but did you see how much air they put in them? I blame her for
That's so
that.
they can drive across the Rockies.
That's what they tell you. That's how they get you.
That is how they get you.
Okay, so we have Jackass number 1. That will be hard to beat.
Yeah, that is going to be a hard one to beat. But I think Jackass number 2 is up to the task. It is oh, wait, hang on. It is Joy Reid. From
It's not Joy Reid.
Oh no, you're right. That isn't Joy Reid. Sorry, they look so much alike. That's Joy. That's actually Joy Reid.
Was that intentional?
Yes, it was intentional.
You should have put
They
up
look a
Apollo
lot
Creed.
alike though. If she didn't, if that guy didn't have the beard and had blonde hair on top of his head,
Which I find is that's
they look a
cultural
lot alike.
That's cultural appropriation, by the way.
I do too. You're appropriating
yeah.
my genetics.
And then whenever you see this blue-haired woman, they're culturally appropriating Smurfs.
Smurfs, yes. Come on.
All right.
All right, here's Joy Reid.
This current president of the United States is 81 years old and has COVID. Should he be fine in a couple of days? Doesn't that convey exactly the same thing? That he's strong enough, older than Trump, to have gotten something that used to really be fatal to people his age. So if he does fine out of it and comes back and is able to do rallies, isn't that exactly the same?
Yes. Having the flu is exactly the same as someone almost blowing your head off. Exactly the same.
Jim had number 2 before she says anything. Again, the cultural appropriation is hard. Catherine says they're the same picture. And
Exactly,
actually,
right?
one could argue that these two are the same picture as well. Although the Cheadle looks much more like the lunch lady.
She does.
All right, folks. This is really, really tough because right now, Tim has a number 1,
Yep.
Jim has number 2. So more votes, please. We'll tap dance a minute while the votes show up. Please vote no. Cheetos versus.
Here we have music we can play in the background. Oh, it's like ear-bleedingly loud, like the elevator
Yeah, it
music on
is.
Airplane. Yeah, and if we had a mixing board, I could control that volume.
Okay.
But I can't because I don't have a mixer.
Well,
I
it's
mean, I
almost
do
right.
have a mixer. Actually, somebody told me that they might have a power supply that would fit my mixing board. I have yet to see that happen,
Well, we do have that. It's in.
No, we don't. It's gone. It's been missing for 25 years.
Okay. All right. All right. So we have. Let's see. We have 2 number 2s and 2 number 1s. Oh man, that makes me like the Kamala Harris of the show. I'm the president of the Senate, so I have to decide in the event of a tie, and it's a tie.
Here, let me help you. There's your Kamala cackle.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with Cheadle. As much as Joy Reid is just a total tool. She's a tool.
And she's won before. You gotta spread it around a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not as much as Kamala spreads it around, but
But
wait, we're
Cheadle-
talking about something else. Sorry.
But Cheadle showed the hubris of I'm just gonna call it girl power.
I'm with you on that, yeah.
I do what I want.
Oh,
There's
trust me, we're just getting warmed up on the girl power stuff.
Oh, you have more things?
No. I'm talking
Oh.
about Harris and her campaign. I mean, it's been all over the place today. Well, that's misogynistic and racist. Okay, criticizing her for her stupid stuff that she has done is neither misogynistic nor racist. If you want to play with the boys, you have to take the heat like the boys. You have to be like Cheadle and take responsibility for the things that you've screwed up.
All right.
And if you can't do that, then go play with the girls, because you can't play with the boys.
Agreed. So let's close it out and bring up the next one.
And this has been the Brain Jackass of the Week. It didn't ding. That's odd.
Well, think real fast.
Oh, okay.
Think real fast.
All right. Face, I was looking at the lice prevention haircut. All right, that's Quizzer. All right. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is visiting the United States. And because Biden wasn't there to greet him when he got off the airplane, Netanyahu demanded a meeting with Donald Trump. And Trump said, sure, yeah, I'll meet. They know each other. Mark, if Benjamin, you have to pretend to be Mark.
I understand how this works.
Benjamin Netanyahu if he's Jewish, why did they call him a minister?
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
Well said, Mark.
We'll live with that. The missus, do you think that Netanyahu should have sold trademark rights to his name for Yahoo stock in the year 1999?
Absolutely. What was he thinking?
So here's a story I read about Netanyahu in the year 2020 in the Washington Post. Apparently, when he flies into town, he and his wife bring all their dirty laundry, literal dirty laundry, because the United States does laundry for foreign heads of state when they come and visit. So he brings suitcase after suitcase of dirty clothing to be done by the American taxpayers.
I can appreciate that.
Oh, do you pick them up? Sometimes. The presidential debate between Donald Trump and presumptive nominee Kamala Harris is scheduled for September 10th on ABC. Mark, do you think Biden will forget that he's not running and show up anyway?
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The missus, what will be the focus of the Harris campaign, and why will it be related to women's undergarments?
No, I told you already what the focus of the Harris campaign will be, is that every criticism of her is racist and misogynistic. And if you say those things, if you're a Democrat, that's how you completely shut down debate with the other side. Mm-hmm. You know, someone could come out and say, well, I think Vice President Harris, oh my God, have you ever heard such racism? I just said her name. I know, you didn't even say it right. I said, Harris, how else would you say it? Oh my God, I can't even talk to you.
You said that she has hairs.
Yes.
Well,
and we all know what that's a dog whistle for.
Well, speaking of calm and rational,
yeah.
Keith Olbermann, man of reason and self-control, called for Major League Baseball.
Oh, that's not right.
Right, to call for Major League Baseball to A, ban the St. Louis Cardinal players for life, B, confiscate the St. Louis Cardinals franchise, and C, implode the stadium. And I'm not exaggerating, that's exactly what he said. The reason?
For what?
On a home run, one of the players raised his fist in celebration like Trump after the unaliving attempt earlier this month.
Oh, I see. So now that's like the OK symbol, so that's a racist symbol too?
Yes. So, Mark, do you think that Keith should be placed on the Supreme Court?
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
That's true.
I guess it is. The missus, what would it be worth to be a fly on the wall at Olbermann's house if Trump is reelected?
Oh, I can't imagine the smell, even for a fly. Oh.
Well, he hasn't had a job in like decades.
Come
so what
on,
do you think?
He sits in his filthy bathrobe
in the basement,
Jeffrey Tubeing to anything the Democrats do on TV.
Oh.
And complaining about how Stephen A. Smith still has a job. But he's a Democrat, so that's not racist.
There you go. Speaking of racist, I guess it's not racist at all. Speaking of diseases, I don't know. Speaking of the Center for Disease Control, they say that a majority of Americans are in favor of banning all tobacco products. Mark, does this mean that everyone will just have to switch to smoking weed like the liberals want instead?
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
That's
I
right.
guess that would be.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Why did the leftists love marijuana and hate cigars?
Yeah, I've always kind of wondered that. I don't know. I don't really get that.
I can taste it.
There's Joe.
And Inquisitor's trying to throw an insurrection in the chat. He demands a reload on Jackasses. All right. Houses hit record high prices as interest rates hit record highs, and the result, sales slump. Mark, tell us why you blame the Zodiac.
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
Frederick!
That sounds familiar. The missus, do you think Mr. Drysdale will save us all?
No, it's Miss Hathaway. I mean, come on. She did the work of 10 men because she was stronger than many of them. More upper body strength.
So this is an actual bit of Mrs. Hathaway or Ms. Hathaway trivia. So she was a liberal, very, very leftist. And she ran for Congress, I want to say, from Pennsylvania. And Buddy Upson showed up in a commercial against her. And she never forgave him for that. Yeah. Yes, indeed. All right. Musk in trouble? On the double. Tesla sales are down 12% after earnings miss as Chinese electric cars start hitting the roads in America. Mark, is there anything safer than Chinese batteries?
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
Oh.
Quizzer, is that the Mark soundbite you want to use for your ringtone?
All right. And then the missus?
Yeah.
Explain why Elon Musk is your favorite African American.
Well, I mean, I think he says it best.
Things are getting weird, and they're getting weird fast.
He gets it. Elon gets it. You know, I was thinking about this today, the way leftists all turned on Tesla. And again, Joe said it tonight in his primetime address. Climate change is an existential threat. If that's the case, then why did leftists turn on the best-selling electric car company simply because Elon bought their toy out from under them and gave conservatives a say?
There you have it. And the other thing too is he has called people who call his X platform Twitter. He has claimed that they're dead naming it.
That's right.
All right, hang on. Gotta grab a beer.
Okay. So now it's all on me, huh? Because you're off doing things.
Well,
I'm just here completely unprepared by myself, and you didn't really even give me that big of a heads up.
I had to lean back.
That's misogyny, and I'll not have it.
Well, no, you've had
Do you
it
see how
for
that works? You see how that
25
works?
years. Okay. Speaking of Elon Musk, flying cars are now legal in Minnesota, of all places, where there aren't any flying cars, but there might be flying moose and squirrel. Mark, do you think they'll make time travel in Minnesota legal next?
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
The missus, do you think that this would have been a positive for us because we could have had exterior mounted car seats in our flying car?
I think it's a good idea. Do they have flying convertibles?
Ooh. Yeah, well, they used to. They were called, biplanes.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Okay.
thing.
That
All
makes
right,
sense.
get your motor running. Head out on that highway. Don't hire white men. And support gay pride events for children. That's what, if you had Harley Davidson supporting all those things, you win woke bingo. Mark, do you think that Hell's Angels support diversity, equity, and inclusion on their rainbow bikes?
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
Codex is
Minute-
right. Mark is crushing it tonight.
Yep. The missus, doesn't sexualizing young children seem like a good fit for their corporate business model?
Absolutely.
Literally, Harley Davidson was supporting gay pride events for children, young children. That's what I read. So, something tells me that's they don't understand their core audience at all. All right. Apparently, someone had a bad day. Over $1.1 trillion were wiped from the U.S. stock market. Mark, please apologize for selling and starting this avalanche.
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
And the missus, how much of that money do you think went to the Ukraine?
About 97%.
There you go. I think that is correct. You can even give yourself a ding for that.
Oh. That's very kind of you.
All right. And finally, we're at our last Think Real Fast.
Are we?
Yes, the tech security firm CrowdStrike certainly lived up to its name as it struck at the security of IT systems around the world, proving that the antivirus is the virus. By way of apology, CrowdStrike is, and I am not making this up, offering a $10 Uber Eats coupon by way of apology. Mark, how do you think American Airlines will
so weird.
split that coupon up among its thousands of employees?
Hang on, you're making me jump around here.
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
The missus, I have to ask this question in the appropriate way. The missus, should they redeem?
Do not redeem! God damn it.
Oh, CrowdStrike. I'm sorry. Yes, CrowdStrike. What a wonderful company. All right. Well, that will end Think Real Fast.
All right. So I was working on a thing here, but you were going too fast, but I have it now. So this is the Democrats' campaign van. That's what I was.
I like it.
On. That's what I was working on.
Is it powered by CrowdStrike?
Yes, I think so. Which explains why it's just sitting dead by the side of the road.
All right. You said you have...
So, gotta play it out.
Think real fast.
There we go.
So did you have anything that you wanted to add to this wonderful show? Do you want to talk about sleep or lack of sleep or
getting some sleep or going to sleep or taking a nap or sleeping in,
rocking in a chair till you go to sleep?
Yeah. Listening to beach sounds until I fall asleep.
Yep.
Sorry, what were we talking about? Oh, sleep. That's what we were talking about. Right.
There you go. All right. Well, on that note.
Oh my God. Really? Are we here already? Holy cow.
All right.
Ask Mark about it next week. I think I know what Mark will say.
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
No, we're going to have the best show ever. Just like this would have been if Mark would have been here. As always, I am your humble host, John Wilder, and thanks for coming.
Oh.
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
And I'm the missus, hitting the post. Y'all come back now, you hear?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.